Hey, how are y'all doing? So I uploaded a couple trades. If y'all want to go watch those, this trade and this trade, which I only got 3 trades today. Um, Today felt kind of slower. There was one trade that I'll go over that I feel like I maybe should have entered on, but which is this one. I, Maybe I shouldn't have. I mean, I didn't enter on it, but I was thinking I should have, but now I kind of think I was right to not. But yeah, I think it looks all right as a trade, but I'll go over it when we get to it. There's some things I don't like about it, but but basically my overnight highs here, overnight lows here. We're in this range from the overnights, and basically I see at this point we're coming off the highs in this downtrend, and so I should be looking to go short because when you're in a range, when you come off one side of a downtrend, price is expected to reach the other side, unless and the only way that you can look for longs to go the other way is if the downtrend plays out with a break, new low, and then you start going above the EMA and rush above the EMA. Then you can look for entries holding off the EMA. So that that's what I'm thinking here. So I'm only looking for shorts. I don't get anything that even gets to the EMA. So there's nothing to take here. It's extremely choppy. It's very hard to trade this. It's impossible to trade this stuff. We do start going down into this channel, this sideways kind of channel. You get this breakout pullback, which I didn't take it because I it's only a breakout pullback. It's not any other entry, and usually you'd want pretty good momentum on a breakout pullback, and it's been going sideways. I mean, it's technically going down, but it's flattened out. It's really just going sideways. And also, look at that double bottom. I should probably have drawn it. So I'm not going to take a breakout pullback that is into a double bottom and doesn't have very good momentum, because breakout pullbacks alone are not very good to take. Usually I'd want another entry, or just I would need it to have like really, really good momentum in the direction. So that's definitely not a trade I'd want to take. But anyway, we push through. It does end up working because on this pullback you don't get stopped out, so it works. But we push lower here, and then we get an overshoot of this channel. So I want to talk about this area right here. So this is an important area because one sec, okay. All right, so this is an important area because it's a breakout of the overnight lows, and you would look to fade, so it's a range, so it's basically just a breakout of a range, and you're going to look to fade the range, and so that's why it's an important area. But you do have this downtrend in play, and so like I was saying earlier, you cannot look to buy until the downtrend plays out with a break and a new low, and then starts either moving in the other direction, or if you get a fade, you can ride it back to the EMA, because this downtrend did play out. But now I'm concerned about this downtrend, which is still in play, but it does have an overshoot. Now, with overshoots, you can make an exception where you can actually enter inside of the overshoot, expecting to get back to the other trend line. And so I did not enter on this, but I was kind of tempting to. I felt like it closed inside of this short-term trend line. I probably should have taken it just because it's like almost no risk. I mean, it's so small. So anyway, but so I think it's an all right looking entry as long as you have room to the EMA. Now, the EMA is not always a huge deal, as I talk about, but it has been holding prices down for a while. So, it's been pretty consistently bouncing off of it. I don't want to I don't want to buy directly into it. So that's what I mean. As well as the downtrend is in play, and I'm only able to mention this trade just because of the overshoot and the context. Context is it's broken out, you're expecting it to fail, and this downtrend has an overshoot, and you can expect it to have a break or at least retest the other side of the channel. So anyway, but we do push higher. We reach the EMA. We turn down. We have a couple legs up. It's kind of retesting this trend line right here, but it bounces lower. I didn't want to take this second entry just because it was like still in the overshoot, and it's just not at a good area. You'd have to go through this double bottom, even if you're just going for 1-to-1. It's just not a very good looking trade, Um, yeah, it was pretty slow at first, but anyway, it went into this range. We have these highs, these lows. The highs of this range are basically the overnight low. And I'm looking for shorts here, but this has a short-term trend line working through it, and then this entry, this lower high, which is a bounce off the overnight low, and a second entry short, which is also off these highs right here. So it looks good, but it did not close below. It closed above the EMA, and it also does not have a good signal bar. So I didn't think it was a perfect trade to take, especially considering it is at an area that you can easily get a fade of this range. So I was just kind of worried to take it. I mean, we rushed above the EMA, and then we are holding with a bullish pin bar. So I was kind of... Also, I do want to mention, I was thinking in the moment, see how it ticked higher? If it trapped below, that would have been an awesome entry. Trap, and then if you can get in around this price so you can still get decent risk to reward, then I think that would have been a good trade. But combined with the context of it being able to fade, and then it didn't quite complete the trap, it closed back in with this bullish move up. I would be far too afraid of it fading this range and retesting these highs up here. So I didn't really want to go short there, but we push lower into this downtrend. We have a break, attempt at a new low, which we do make a new low just by one tick, and another bounce up. Clearly we're in this range. We bounce again, triple bottom, clear highs. We're in this range. This is my first trade of the day. So basically, it's a second entry short. You do get a first entry short, tiny tick lower, second entry short. It's a triple test. It's kind of been chopping through the EMA at this point, so I don't mind going into it. And so I didn't go for 1 to 2 or 1 to 1. I went to 1 to 1.6, which means that I was able to just get out at the very end, basically. And so I wasn't wanting to go further than these lows because I didn't want to short and then it just bounced and stopped me out. And so, because I mean that is a triple bottom, so that's pretty strong. You know, that can really be an important low, especially because it's not even that far broken out of the overnight lows, so that can really just be a place it reverses at. So I wasn't exactly wanting to short, expecting it to go outside. So I only got 14 ticks, but that's a really good trade. I mean, it's second entry short, good signal bar. It closes out of the short-term trend line. It's a triple test off these highs. You have very heavy momentum down, which I ended up trying to draw a different channel here. Where did I start it from? I drew it a few ways, but for now I'm just going to leave it out and I'll just put it in later. So we break out, pull back. We kind of just are consolidating around here, around these lows. You don't get another entry. There's really nothing here that I see worth taking. So, you know, I just didn't take anything here. So anyways, we go into this downtrend, we go into this downtrend. Yeah, that probably fits the best. We have a break, already a new low. We're in this little range, congestion already. So I would be looking for shorts off of here, which I didn't find anything. It's just not. You don't even get to the EMA, so you know, you just want to be careful. So after this does occur, though, I do end up drawing this bigger downtrend, which it holds a couple more times, but it ends up. I don't really think it's a valid channel, really, because. Or whoops, let me put that back. I mean, it just held once off this side, and then it can't even get to like halfway through the channel on this side back down. So it's kind of just like bounce, bounce, and then break. So I don't even think that's a valid channel. But I marked this area because it's an important area, just because it looks like a reversal pattern. Well, it's not technically a reversal pattern because it doesn't not buy the tick, but this is basically a reversal pattern. So clearly we're heading down. And then price rushes above the EMA, and then it holds off the EMA, and it keeps going higher. So basically, when you've been going down for a while, and then price rushes above the EMA and then holds, that's an area that you'd want to look for a reversal at. There's nothing here though, and I need to draw. Did I put it some? Oh, I thought I might have left a channel out. Oh, that's right. This is how I drew it. So yeah, we have a downtrend. We have 3 holds here, which I do want to point out. This trade right here, which when I took this trade, I did not have this channel in play. Like, I didn't take it based off of this trend. But if I had seen this trend, I probably would have been more okay with going for a little bit more, maybe 1 to 2. You know, that would be 1 more point basically. So if I knew we were off that key entry point, which I could have gotten that, I don't know what's up, because a few days ago I uploaded a video and there was this big downtrend and I didn't spot it for some reason. That kind of happened again today. I was kind of surprised because I didn't draw this channel until it had already played out, and so I was kind of like, you know, But anyway, it's not a big deal. It got me to the same place. So the downtrend had a break and a new low, and then we rushed above the EMA. That's perfect. That's literally perfect price action. When a downtrend has a break and a new low, that means the downtrend is played out, and so you can expect a reversal. And then when the price rushes above the EMA for the first time and then actually holds, because here it did rush above the EMA here, but it didn't hold. It just rushed above, broke, and then broke the channel, and then immediately sold off. And then here, after it gets the new low, it rushes through the EMA, it holds, and then it ends up reversing. So now we have some bullish momentum. And when I took this trade, I do want to mention, like, yeah, I know that the bias is heavily down, but the downtrend has played out. So technically at this point, we're not in a downtrend because it has a break and a new low, and then we have reversed, and now we're only in this uptrend. But the bias is still definitely down. But I'm willing to buy as long as the trend is played out and as long as it's not like been going down like really all day. So anyway, we go into this uptrend. There's no trades to go long going above, which I would really want. I wouldn't really want to take anything in here anyway. I mean, it's so far away from the EMA. It's just I'm not even going to look for anything to take in here. But we get a break. So when an uptrend gets a break, you can expect prices to make a new high. Just like we expected prices to make a new low here with this downtrend, we got a break and a new low. Now, with this uptrend, you have a break, you can expect a new high, and then when it does make a new high, it immediately reverses below the EMA, just like when it happened here on this bigger picture. So just remember, like, the price action works on all levels. Small level, which obviously it can be way smaller than this, but shorter term trend has a break, new high, way bigger, break, new low, rush above the EMA, reverse. Uptrend, break, expecting a new high, make a new high, and then we rush below. After we make the new high, immediately rush below the EMA and reverse. But so I just wanted to point that out. But anyway, so the uptrend has a break. We're expecting a new high. We get this higher low, which I entered on the higher low. And I want to talk about this trade really fast because there's something I really wanted to mention. One thing I talk about is okay, so you see how when I draw this little tiny uptrend, my entry closes inside of it, and then say this entry up here closes out. Now usually whenever I enter on any entry really, and it's very common that it's an entry like this where it's has an uptrend break expecting new high, and then it's like rushed above the EMA, and then you get an entry over the EMA. Usually I would not want the entry to be inside of this tiny little channel. Usually I would want to wait on a break. Otherwise I wouldn't be comfortable going for a big target like 1 to 2 because I'd be afraid of it bouncing off this side of the channel and then breaking and stopping me out and then making a new high. And that's happened before, but when I took this trade, I didn't even draw the channel. I didn't even think that was big enough to even warrant drawing one and then considering it. And I still think that. I think it's a good trade. If this trend right here was, because you have to do a massive cut, but either way, usually on big trades like that, I would want it to close out of the channel before, entering, so that way I can expect a new high from that as well, and then I can easily go for a much bigger move. But I don't even think that warrants a trend line. I think that's perfectly fine entry right there. So anyways, we make this new high. We rush back below this EMA. You can clearly tell how it holds there a little bit, and then we have the second leg down. It looks like one leg down, which it is on a bigger picture, but if you look at it bar by bar, it's really just a leg down, little break, second leg down. And then after we get these few swings here, we start to form this range. So we have these highs. Oh, whoops. So now we have these highs, these lows. We're clearly going sideways. The EMA is like a roller coaster going sideways. And then here, I was looking at this area for shorts, but okay. So I want to talk about bullish imbalance really fast. So we're in this range, and then notice how we had an early bounce here, and we came back to the highs. So that does mean that you're in a bullish imbalance now, but that's just one bounce. And so what I was thinking is, so we do have these two legs up here, but on a bigger picture, it could just be like one leg up and then a second leg up. Of course, it doesn't reach it, but it goes here. So I was kind of just thinking, well, it could just be two legs up and then it could reverse. And so I wasn't scared of going short in this range, of course, but I was perfectly willing to look for shorts, which I did get a short, and I recorded this. I uploaded this one a few hours ago, but anyway, we're in this range. We bounce early, so we have bullish imbalance. I'm still okay with going short. We rush back below the EMA, so I'm looking for an entry. We get a lower high right here, but the reason I don't like it is because it's just lower highs. I've talked about this before. They have to have momentum. This isn't very good momentum for a lower high. I mean, it's actually all right, but considering the bullish imbalance and the fact that it's not that good momentum, it's like, yeah, you should probably just not take that. But but anyway, when we bounce early here again, it's like, okay, I really think, okay, I probably shouldn't be going short at this point. I need something to really convince me to go short, which doesn't happen until we rush below very far down, and then we finally get an entry right here, which I'll get to it. But we break out. Most breakouts fail. It did fail. I was looking for a short, but actually, I was wanting to look for a short, but I wasn't, because I wasn't really willing to go short on this breakout just because of the imbalance. But we push back in with a massive move down, a very fast move down as well. Then we have a break. We can expect a new low. And this bar, it did close below the EMA. I really thought that it was a good trade to ride down to these lows, because that leg is so strong, and it's a new high and then a first leg down. You can easily get a second leg down. The uptrend has a break and a new high. So even if you look at this on a big picture, it's just uptrend, break, new high. So it's definitely safe to look for shorts again. I thought that I was willing to go for 1 to 2 because I really thought we could get a full second leg down. I got out at 6 points, and so I got it like an extra 1.5 or something to spare, or like 2 points. But yeah, I would have liked to see it reach the lows, but it reverses. So this is more confirming the bullish imbalance again to me. But anyways, it rushes back above. You go into this little uptrend. You have a break, new high, so the uptrend is played out, but the EMA is kind of holding pretty good. I mean, it didn't right there, but right here it does hold really well again. I didn't really want to take that. I mean, looking back, it might not have been that bad for 1 to 1, but I'm so focused on 1 to 2 that there have actually been, over the last couple weeks, there have been a lot of 1 to 1 trades that I've been realizing I've been skipping because I'm so focused on 1 to 2. But it's whatever. Sometimes it's hard to trade like both risk to rewards at the same time. It's like I kind of just wanted to stick to one, so I stuck with 1 to 1 for a while. But now I've switched over to 1 to 2 because I'm making a lot more money doing that. So and I'm still in my learning phase technically. I mean, obviously I'm doing really good, but there were some things that I'm still perfecting, definitely. So I'm not a perfect trader, but I know I'm pretty good, but there are still some things I need to improve on. But anyways, so here we have a new high, or wait, where was I? I forgot where I was, but yeah, we reversed. We have a break, a couple legs up. We break out again. I didn't want to take that. I'm pretty sure it has a short-term trend line going through it anyway. Yeah. And so anyways, we rush below the EMA again and the trend. We go into this downtrend, we have a break, new low, but clearly you can draw something else there. That's a really thin for a downtrend break, new low. Clearly it has something bigger going on. And then it does hold a third time there, confirming it, and then you have a break, new low. I marked this area. I was so tempting to go long here, and I just couldn't make myself do it because it has this short-term trend line directly blocking it, which, you know, I don't make very many exceptions. It does have a tiny overshoot. I was kind of telling myself, oh, it has a tiny overshoot, maybe you should just take it. But I ended up just sticking with the rule to not enter into the short-term trend line. And I do think the context is just so good to go long there. But I kind of am glad that I stuck with that rule, because even though it would have won for 1 to 2, which is what I would have gone for, this bearish pin bar formed right off the trend line there. So I actually don't mind that that I skipped it. It just makes me feel like I was right and that it could have stopped me out. So, you know, but the uptrend here has a break, 2 legs, and it makes a new high by 1 tick, and then it immediately reverses. Just like over here. I just want to go through the levels really fast. So on a huge, big picture, we have a downtrend, break, new low, downtrend played out, and then it rushes above the EMA into a reversal. And then here, on a medium picture, uptrend, break, expecting a new high, we make a new high, immediately rushes below the EMA into a reversal. This is a more short-term reversal for a more short-term downtrend. This is a more long-term reversal for a more long-term downtrend. I might have screwed up something in that sentence, I don't know, but anyway, so then over here, the same thing. In tiny uptrend, so I did medium and big picture, now tiny picture, uptrend, break, 2 small attempts at a new high, makes a new high, immediately rushes below the EMA. It's all the same on every level. So anyway, and you just, for me, I just mainly like to trade the big picture so I can go for 1 to 2 and have really good risk to reward. So I talk about that all the time. I don't like to trade the tiny small picture. Sometimes I do get distracted while I'm looking at it and then I'll miss something big or whatever, but how I trade is I trade the big picture stuff and I just ignore all this tiny scalps in between, you know. So anyway, that happens. We reverse down. We have a couple legs down. We retrace to the EMA. We push right through. It's kind of just choppy. We have a lower high here, which I didn't want to take, but I'll draw it. Let me just downtrend break, almost makes a new low, so we can still expect a new low and everything, but I don't know. I didn't take it. I feel like I missed a few trades today I should have taken. It doesn't look that terrible. I mean, it's with the momentum. I mean, maybe I really did just miss something here, because this downtrend, I definitely think this downtrend is valid, but okay, you don't really need it, but I mean, it's good to have, I guess. But anyway, so I stopped trading at about right here. I didn't trade past here. I kind of just drew some extra stuff, but I had to stop at 1 today because I had to go do something, but now I can make the video here. Right now it's 2:20, so anyway, I'll go through the rest of the price action, even though I didn't trade after around this point right here. And so anyway, this downtrend, it does have a break, which, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't draw this downtrend. I mean, I stopped trading right after, so I don't feel bad about missing this thing, but anyway, the downtrend has a break. You can expect a new low. It has an attempt at a new low, and this is the second attempt, and then it fails, and then it just kind of stays going sideways, it looks like. But we have this uptrend, break, expecting a new high, but this downtrend is also expecting a new low, so the downtrend's more likely to win out, but the uptrend does actually win out in this situation. So, but yeah, I wouldn't take that. I mean, I wasn't trading at this time, like I said, but I don't think I would take that because I would be so concerned with this downtrend working out, especially because it just closed below the EMA 3 times. But anyway, we go into this range when we make a new high. There's really nothing to take. I don't see anything in here. Anyways, yeah, there's really nothing. I mean, these lows would be here at first, so looks like you could get like a breakout here, but it's a second entry long. It's a breakout, but I don't know. Because here's the thing. Even though it's in this range, price did just rush below the EMA right after this uptrend played out, and you're expecting a new low for this downtrend. So I think buying there would be an absolutely terrible idea. As well as here, I mean, there's really no entry here. So a couple legs down, we rush above the EMA with this higher low. Not something you'd want to take. It's just kind of choppy looking. It's not I mean, there's no momentum. I mean, the uptrend has played out, and then you just have this leg down, and then this small leg up. I mean, that's not good enough momentum to take a higher low, so there's nothing to take there. Yeah, at this point, it's really choppy. It was an FOMC day, so we got really choppy. But anyway, looks like we're going into this uptrend now. That looks like a pretty good trend. We have a break. So short-term downtrend has a break, new low, which gives you the green light to make the new high for this uptrend, which does have a good move after that, but it looks like it might not last here, so, or it could just give a failed second entry, but I'm not going to look to take anything else, even if it looks really good, because I'm just tired and I want to stop. So, alright, anyway, I guess that's the whole day. I hope y'all found this helpful. I do work really hard on these videos, and I just hope y'all can find these helpful. Anyway, so not very many trades. I mean, I'm up like what 13, 14 points. So you know, it's a pretty good day. It did feel kind of slow though. You know, it felt pretty slow kind of. So anyway, but oh, there was something I was gonna talk about. What was it? I wanted to talk about something. Okay, I forget, whatever. I'm not going to extend this video long thinking about it. So anyways, I'm going to end it here. Hope y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all in the next video.